So anyway, is the thing about technology is, for example, there really weren't any good cell phones around until the 90s. So if you were out in the field covering something, there were two ways you could do it. Is one is you'd have to just always keep in mind where a payphone was, and always have a big sack of quarters in your car. That was one thing you always had to do. And then what you would do sometimes if you had a big story, you'd stay on the phone and try to keep the competition from grabbing the phone, so you could keep the line open. Then the other thing is if you were in town and you were not in the country or out of town, you'd have radio system. You had these walkie-talkies that were about the size of like a 16-ounce can of Red Bull or something like that. They're huge things, and you'd use walkie-talkies and radios. And then, of course, what would happen is everybody would monitor everyone else's radios. So we'd have monitors, and we'd monitor the TV station's radio, the police radio. They'd be monitoring our radio. So you could never have secure communication when you're on the radio. You could on the phone.
Right, so somebody says something like bomb or something, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that was a problem. So we didn't do that. And so the technology has made it much, much easier, because now everybody's got, your cell phone with GPS, and you can do a Skype interview with somebody across the country. It's made it so much easier, so much easier. But I mean, fundamentally, the job's the same. You got to get information, you got to verify it, and you got to put it together in a form that makes sense. That hasn't changed that much.
Okay, and I want to revisit another question.
Sure.
Okay, so we talked about what you did today as far as your career in journalism. What was the latest story that you did?
Oh, God. The latest news story is, I haven't done a news story in a long time, actually. So, oh God, I wrote some news for a professional organization's newsletter, and also I did something for the Trib Local, a couple of months ago. So, yeah, and it was just kind of an account of one of the projects that some of the students were doing, and the Trib Local people were interested, and they said, "Why don't you write up a little something on what you did?" And so I did. So, but yeah, most of the stuff I do now is more, as I say, academic. Let me see if I can find. There's something that I'm actually working on right now. I'm going to show you if I can find it. Because my research area is in communication history, and I do a lot of journalism history, and then also.
Would you say global history? Because I know, like in our class, we worked a lot on.
Yeah, a lot of global history. So the thing that I'm working on right now is about global radio, and more particularly, what I'm looking at is how